One of the biggest shockers of Darkness Within when it released last year was the change in Mothwing's character. The cat, known for being insecure and sweet, took a sudden and complete 180 to turn herself antagonistic for this book. She is not only very judgmental of Shadowsight, she flat out refuses to let him carry out medicine duties and seems to convince both Puddleshine and Tigerstar to agree with her. Having such a drastic change in her character is honestly off-putting, so I thought it would be good to explain some possible reasons for why she's changed, whether that relates to her attitude, her desire to stay in ShadowClan, or her bitterness towards Shadowsight. And before I get started, I just want to give a quick thank you to the Words and Warriors team because the discussion we had on Mothwing definitely helped in giving me ideas for this video. If you want to watch the full live stream, I'll leave a link in the description. Okay, let's go. Reason 1. Experience. When you take a look at all the current medicine cats, you find that Mothwing is the oldest, most experienced cat, and Shadowsight is the youngest, most recently receiving his full name. It's pretty easy to imagine that Mothwing really wouldn't feel pride in being told what to do by Shadowsight, and that is exactly what happens. So even with Shadowsight's knowledge on herbs being more relevant to ShadowClan territory, Mothwing projects her own knowledge onto him. Her pride makes her more stubborn. Reason 2. Shadowsight's involvement in the current state of chaos. This is more or less the reason they give in the book, but I do think it's important to elaborate on this. Out of all the cats in the clans, Mothwing might be the cat with the most right to be frustrated over the current state of affairs. Every cat cannot shut up about how bad it is that StarClan is not around to guide the clans at this time. Cats are acting as if they cannot judge morality or have medicine cats without the guidance of StarClan. But Mothwing is known for most of her life that this is simply not the case. Herbs are just plants, and morality can exist independent of a higher power. Shadowsight acts as an embodiment of this erroneous thinking, as he takes the word of Ashfur over common sense just because he thinks it came from StarClan. So as a result, Mothwing decides to take out her frustration against all clan cats on him specifically. Shadowsight helped push the current state of panic, so she wants him to have as little authority as possible moving forward. So she almost feels like taking Shadowsight's involvement in medicine cat politics away would help her push the other medicine cats towards more rational thinking. Normally you would expect Mothwing to sympathize with the young cat who was manipulated, as she herself was manipulated by Hawkfrost when she was younger, but the current times are just too rough, and she's not in the right headspace to be taking it easy. Reason 3. The loss of Leafpool. Something that hasn't been addressed in the books but really should be, is how deeply Mothwing was affected by Leafpool's death. Leafpool and Mothwing shared a sizable amount of time together during their medicine cat duties, and Leafpool's guidance helped her a bunch when she was in some serious trouble learning. Whether you ship these two or not, the fact remains that their connection was substantial. So you can only imagine how hard it is for Mothwing to navigate these troubling times without Leafpool to talk to. So all that considered, some of her actions in Darkness Within start to make a lot more sense. She is adamant on staying in ShadowClan when given the opportunity to go back to RiverClan, and as Shadowsight is pushed out of his regular duties, she is seen getting closer and closer to Puddleshine. Well, consider this. Puddleshine was trained by Leafpool, so it follows that a lot of her medicine techniques are familiar to him and probably a huge part of his daily routines. So working closely with Puddleshine will absolutely remind Mothwing of her wonderful memories of working with Leafpool. And while it's not quite the same, it's enough to be very comforting to her, and enough for her to push Shadowsight away so she can feel like Puddleshine's true co-worker. It's a very emotional reason to explain her behavior, but, well, her current behavior is being emotional, so that checks out. So yeah, while Mothwing's behavior was definitely a big leap from the way we expected her to act, there are plenty of reasons for her to be upset given her current situation. Broken Code is the story arc of broken cats. We have Lionblaze turning on the cat who raised him, we have Greystripe Thornclaw and others just flat out leaving ThunderClan because they feel like it. When everyone around is so angry and desperate to grasp on any feeling of control at all, it's not hard to get caught up in the emotion and want some justice for yourself. Mothwing's changing character was super fast, but she was in the background for a lot of these past books, so it's not totally impossible. All I hope is that future books actually address the reasons behind her anger, such as those I came up with in this video, rather than just keep her anger as an excuse to have an antagonist pointing out Shadowsight's insecurities. Because we've spent a lot of time getting to know Mothwing as a character, and for her to be so far from her previous self is really deserving of an explanation. Alright, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more Warrior Cats theories and analysis. I'm trying to hit the big 100k. Okay, bye everyone.